Good evening, everyone. 12-man football here with Aldershot Town defender George Fowler. I'm going to talk about his career at Ipswich Town, going through the academy there and then moving on to Aldershot. So, how are you anyway?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been a while since we've played together for school, and
it's been a long time. Well, like we were saying just before you started filming, then would have been about 7 years now since high school days. It doesn't feel that long ago, but it's been absolutely shooting by, isn't it? So
yeah, it has. Remember when whenever we play a match and we were like losing a lot, it would just be give the ball to George.
Yeah, no pressure.
No, not at all. Not on your shoulders. We had it easy.
Wish it was as easy as it was back those days, mate, where we all just have a little bit of homework and that, and then just hang out, play football and stuff.
Yeah. It's changed quite a lot. But yeah, when you got scouted, I can't remember exactly how old we were, but how old were you when you?
It would have been, I was 12, I think.
Right.
So I was playing, as you know, at Debenham.
Yeah.
My dad is the manager.
Yeah.
Then got scouted. I used to do like the PDC and Elite, which was just sort of what Ipswich ran, but wasn't the academy.
Right.
So I used to do that on like a Monday night as well. Then got scouted when I was 12 and went on trial after about 3 weeks or so. They then offered like a contract there. So
yeah, I mean, whenever I'd see my dad, that's all he talk about. Like, he put a bet on something to do with you, or how to get ask him. Like, I just obviously it was quite a big thing. Like, all of us, like, oh my god, like it's down. And I think a lot of us thought that because you got scouted by him. But how was it being in the academy there and everything?
Yeah, it was really good. I was there from 12 to 19 before I actually came to Aldershot. So I got offered my scholarship when I was 14, I think, for when I left school. So that meant as soon as we finished at high school, year 11, I then went on to do a 2-year scholarship at Ipswich, which you do like a BTEC sports diploma alongside your training. And then after my 2-year scholarship, I then got offered a pro deal and was there for a couple of years. Only played the one game though, which was in the Carabao Cup. And then straight after that came to Aldershot on loan. Been here since then. So
yeah, I remember watching you. Well, seeing the highlights of the game against Palace.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it was for you, but I mean, a lot of people, I think, when they saw that, like, you were in the first in the cup against sort of like Premier League, that that was the start of getting into the team and everything. Do you think it's made it? Do you think you benefited from going out to Aldershot on loan and then being there rather than?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I probably knew in myself that I needed experience in men's football, but at a slightly lower level. Like when I was at Ipswich, they were in the Championship and they were in sort of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I needed to go out on loan and sort of step out your comfort bubble, because when you've been somewhere for so long, it's easy to sort of not be afraid, but be a little bit nervous to step out and do something completely different. But as soon as I came on loan, I realised like what a great decision it was. I mean, in my head, I wanted to come on loan and then obviously sign like I did and do as well for a season in the National League and then work myself back up into the league.
Yeah.
As it was, I've had a couple of knee operations, the classic, your knee lets you down, one of those. And it's not quite gone the way I've wanted it to at the minute, but unfortunately that's just part of football, really. Like, alongside with the limelight that people from the outside see, you have all these injuries as well, and time away from the pitch that can really limit you. So, but yeah, no, I definitely don't regret leaving Ipswich to come to Aldershot on loan initially. Definitely the right step. Just been slightly halted since that step, really. Yeah,
I mean, I've heard, obviously, like, I know your family and everything. I've heard like when you've got injury and it's been like, oh shit. But it's one of them things. Like, I think like I'll go and sort of like check the scores when I'm not about, and it'll be like I'll check Liverpool because it's Port, and then I'll check Ipswich because it's the local team, and then I'll go and check, like, is he playing today? Like all the way. And then I'm like, oh, he's not quite recovered from injury yet. And all the way
Yeah,
back.
well, this is my 4th season here, and I haven't actually played, like, because of those injuries, that many games. Like you think in this league there's a lot of teams, sort of 24, I think it is. So you're playing 46 games.
Yeah.
Over 4 seasons. You're thinking you're playing, that would be what, 184 games in total, and I've probably played about 75 to 80. So I haven't really played that many games for the time I've been here. That sort of just shows you how long I've been out with injury, really. Like I say, it's sort of unfortunate, but one of those things. So I'm just happy to be fit now, back playing, and hoping just to sort of kick on for the rest of this weird season.
Yeah, I mean, was it Adam McDonald that you went to Ipswich?
Yeah. Me and Ads were playing in that Crystal Palace game, which Aldershot were watching, and they took us on loan straight after that. So I lived with Ads in Diggs for the first couple of years at Aldershot and that, so I became really close to him. He's now playing at Boreham Wood, who are also in our league. So
right. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily watch that much of it. Like obviously league and that. Like I said, I keep up sort of like, I'll check how you're getting on and everything.
Yeah.
Follow the social pages and that. But I think it's just one of those things that, like, I mean, we haven't spoken for ages, I don't think. It's one of them things where you get distant, don't you? But how's it been playing football sort of like without fans in the stadium? I think that's one of the things that must be weird.
It's not good. The worrying thing is it's become sort of the norm. Like, you're almost a bit used to it now because it's been such a long duration where fans haven't been coming in. We were almost teased a little bit before Christmas when there was a week or so where they were allowing fans back in, and we had a couple games with fans, and then they obviously changed that straight after that. But yeah, it's a real shame because obviously with fans, it gives you a real good atmosphere. And when you're playing, you do certain things that would normally get a round of applause, and instead you just sort of get up and there's no one there. So yeah, really, really excited for when fans can come back, because that's part of football, isn't it? It's the atmosphere, and that's a massive part of it. So
it's weird. Like, I've watched a few old games on Sky Sports, and you see like Stamford Bridge absolutely packed, and it just doesn't seem possible that it's only been a year and a half, maybe months. So much longer. Yeah. I don't, like, how much does the stadium hold then? Is it?
Cool, good question. I think like full capacity it'll be around sort of 8,000-ish, but we tend to get around 2,000, maybe a bit below, depending on how well you're doing. Which is a good attendance for this league, to be fair. Aldershot's one of the better fan bases. So when you're playing at home, it's a good atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, you've got sort of like Ross McCormack side. I mean, that must be. I mean, I remember him playing for like Villa, Fulham, Leeds. Yeah, I mean, like players like that, it must be like seeing them on TV and sharing a dressing room with them. Yeah,
well, Ross is it's been unfortunate really, because he was wanting to get he had quite a bit of time out of the game. He went to play in Australia, and then he was out for about, I think, up to like 18 months of playing no football. So he came back just wanting to get back into it in our area. And unfortunately he's had quite a few problems with his Achilles, so I think he's only played one game. But aside from that, just having like you say, meeting people like that, I've had the career, speaking to them and listening to the stories and their experiences and just the advice they give, because they've been doing it at a top level for so long. It's it's really impressive, and something you definitely have to listen to, because if you want to get to that point, you've got to be doing these things that they were consistently doing for so long. Do you know what I mean? So,
I mean, it was a bit of a shock to me to see him sort of like, I forgotten about it, no offence. I mean, you see him like, I mean, it didn't, from what I can remember, it didn't work out too well at Villa, but at Leeds, he was just smashing goals in every week.
Yeah, exactly. You don't tend to come at, well, our level don't tend to come across players like that, really. So, like I say, to have him in the change rooms, really good. It's just unfortunately he hasn't been out on the pitch as much as he and we'd like, really.
Who would you say sort of, I'm guessing, time at Ipswich, like who the best player you've either played with, like in training, in a match, or seen has been?
Played with in training, that I'd probably say David McGoldrick.
Yeah.
Obviously at Sheffield United now, doing really, really well. He was very good in training, very strong, really good feet, very hard to get near to, and like a really, really good guy as well. One that would like you could go to and chat to as a young lad, and he'd give you like great advice. Played against, I'd probably say Danny Ings maybe, when he was at Liverpool, and obviously he's had a lot of injury problems. He used to play for the 23s, so a couple of times when we've played them, he absolutely ran rings around me. I think he scored. I think we played him twice. And I'm pretty sure he scored a hat-trick both games.
Yeah.
But that just makes you realise when you come against someone like that, it's quite easy for someone, say like Danny Ings, to play at 23s and not take it seriously and just think, oh, like what am I doing here? But he didn't, and just seeing how sharp he is, the way he moves, just gives you a real like almost like a wake up to the level that they play at. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think you realise. I mean, I remember on a side note going to watch Ipswich, Old Trafford in the League Cup, and when you like, I think Schweinsteiger was playing that day. Even like the simple things like knocking it side to side and hitting a 70-yard pass.
yeah.
Like in flesh, you don't realise how good they are.
No, like people take like, well, even us as players, you take that for granted. Like because of how easy they make it look. Do you know what I mean? Those players at the top people. And then like you say, until you sort of see it in person and compare it to other people they're playing against, you realise how good they actually are. So
yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. We'll probably have a again at some point, I guess, with free.
Absolutely.
When you've got back and everything. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome, mate.
Nice to hear about your career. I mean, I haven't spoken to you too much about it because obviously you've been down in Surrey and I haven't seen you for God knows how long. But
long time.
But yeah, I hope the injuries heal up.
Thank you, mate.
When it gets back to normal. Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Cheers, bro. Thanks very much for that.
Thanks very much.